I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I really, really don't feel like being up painted right now. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't feel like doing this right now. But I have to. I have to, man. Um, I've been putting it on the back burner. Not just painting, but just doing anything to invest in myself, specifically time. I've been putting that on the back burner. Uh, and I can honestly say it's probably because of a slight fear of failure or the fear that nobody would give a crap about what I'm doing and that my time would be spent for nothing, right? But to be real, I'm starting to see that it doesn't, I can't think about that. It's not about, who will see. It's not about any accolades. It's about the effort, the consistency, you know. Um, if you look at my page, there's I have a lot of different topics on art on my page. And, it's a lot of different topics, a lot of different interests. And, I put a lot of time into those videos, to get to this point, which isn't very far, but nevertheless, it's still that time and effort spent that I put into it. Uh, but yeah, something's telling me to just cut on the camera and do art and just share, just share myself with, the community, really. Because I feel like I have a lot to say and I feel like I have a lot of input on this art world, man. And I'm selling myself short if I continue to look over or, not give myself the opportunity. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I snuck out of the bed with my daughter. I've been up with my daughter pretty much all day. I had the blessing to be able to telework today. And, I was playing with my daughter all day, and that's something I love to do. I love to spend time with my kids, you know what I'm saying? And, she's 2, so she's a bit of a handful, but I love it and I love her. And she's just a ball of energy, good energy, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't get much better than that, to be honest with you. But that being said, oftentimes I don't put that time back into myself when she goes to sleep. I've gotten into the habit of going to sleep when she goes to sleep, just to be able to, be on par with her and not, be worn out. But I'm realizing I'm gonna be worn out anyway, so I might as well put some time into myself. You know what I'm saying? And I made a promise to myself. I was like, hey, look, today, I don't care what happens today. I got to make some type of content and invest something into myself. It may not be the best piece of content. It may not be the most polished or whatever. But you know what? It's a step towards something. And at this point in my life, that's better than nothing, man. That's better than nothing. And I'm gonna be real with you again. If you're an artist, you're not gonna be fulfilled with the corporate structure that is today, you're not going to be fulfilled by it. You're not. I know that as a fact. I consider myself a quote unquote corporate artist. And, I'm constantly trying to find something, some job that's going to fulfill my desire to create. And every single time, I'm disappointed. And I don't know why I continue to think that there's some job out there that's going to be a dream job and that will just be the perfect combination of the corporate world and the creative world. And, there might be some job out there close to it. But for me personally, whoever has that job, I don't think is giving it up. So my only other choice is to make it for myself. I got to make it for myself, man. And I encourage you guys to do the same. Because frankly, life is too short to just be out here. You know what I'm saying? Going, just going through the motions. You feel me? And I've gotten to the point where I'm finding myself doing that, and I hate it. It's sickening. It's sickening. And sometimes I think God, he puts me in situations where I get so fed up that I end up right back here with myself, trying to create something that I can call my own, that I can have some control over the success of. I always find myself back here doing just that. And, this is what I need. This is what I need. But yeah, it's easy to get jaded with the monotony of the day-to-day. It's easy to get jaded with it. I'm really trying to be a beacon of some type of help, or just remind you that, hey man, you're not the only person going through it. If you have any ounce of creativity in you, then the corporate life or world is really not going to fulfill you. It's just not. You're going to have to sit down and concoct a plan, a legit plan for yourself that will allow you to get all that creative energy out in a way that still profits you. Be real. I've had this YouTube for about, I think, going on 3 years. This YouTube page, and I've gained about 1,400 subscribers, but it's been stagnant. I haven't been able to monetize it, and that's because I haven't really put the effort into monetizing it. I haven't shown up day to day. I haven't put that time and effort into myself like I should have, man. And it shows because I've been kind of floating on the same number for months. And all I need is the 4,000 watch hours. That's all I need. That's all I need. Which means I need to make longer videos, right? All my videos are pretty much shorts. All of them. Because I've been feeling like I've been trying to take the easy route. You find that when you take the easy route, I find when I take the easy route, I'm never fulfilled. It's always like one more step I have to take, you know. And I'm realizing my success is shortened. It's a ceiling to it when you operate like that. It's definitely a ceiling to it. You know, so I really just want to start bringing content where it's a flow of conscious and to show just different crafts at work and to talk about important topics, man, because, you know, I want to open the floor for discussion, not just with art, but how art connects with culture, you know, and talk about even more serious topics, man, because I think YouTube is one of the best ways to connect with people, have really important conversations in a casual way, you know. It's one of the few platforms that allows you to do that. I think a lot of times when it comes to social media, we get caught up in trying to, you know, make the perfect video or make the perfect content, man. I follow a certain YouTuber, and every week he comes up with a new strategy to get 1,000 YouTube video subscribers or 1,000 TikTok subscribers, and you know, and he's always talking about how the algorithm is changing and this and that, and he's right. But instead of what I found was the more I looked at that stuff, the less I posted. You know, you wanna know why? Because I began to think about it way too much. I'm thinking about it too much, man. Thinking about my post too much. So what started to happen was I just wouldn't post at all. I just think about it and overthink it and think it 4 times over. Next thing you know, it's time to go to bed and I'm worn out and I'm just like, forget it. You know? And that's not what it should be, man. That's not what it should be. You know? So I'm working on just doing and not thinking. Of course, think about it a little bit, you know, process and what you want to achieve and your goal. But sometimes it requires just jumping, you know, jumping out there, asking questions later, asking for permission later, asking how to do it later, you know. So yeah, a lot of people ask me what's next. What's next? What's next? What's next? For artists, well, I would say finding a niche within your art. You know, like I said, I would consider myself a corporate artist. I'm into graphic design, and I feel like I've found my niche, but what we're seeing with the field of graphic design now is, you know, it's oversaturated, just oversaturated for sure. You know, everybody wants to be a graphic designer. Everybody wants to be a creator. You know, with apps like Canva and stuff, it allows you to really cut out the process and just gives you templates. Next thing you know, you're doing a job of about 5 or 6 different graphic designers with in a quarter of the time, you know? So the art form of graphic design is not what it used to be. So now we find ourselves having to get into the tech field and learn how to code and learn how to build apps and, you know, JavaScript, HTML. I find myself when I'm on LinkedIn, I'm looking at those jobs because they're paying more. They're giving more opportunity. Those jobs are a little harder to outsource or mimic, like graphic design, right? But yeah, that's what we're seeing. But the more I'm doing that, the more I'm looking up software engineering jobs, the more I'm trying to look up certifications. You know, I'm seeing what I need to do to make money, but I'm also seeing that I'm just not fulfilled with it. It's not where my heart's at. And I know people are like, forget where your heart's at, make money. But I'm like, man, listen, for my mental health, I need to be creating something, man. And I need to be making it, I need to be doing it to where I can make a profit from it. I don't have to go anywhere and clock in and do art. But if that means sitting in front of a camera and creating art, maybe that's what it means, man. Because I feel like that's what it's coming to, man. If you have a talent, if you have something you're good at, now's the time to share it with the world. You know, you can't be shy about it, man. You can't. You can't hold it back. This is not the time to do that. It's not the time. Now is the time to be extremely calculated, extremely optimistic about putting that time and effort into you. You know, that's the time. Now is the time to be that way. You know, and sometimes it's as simple as just sitting down in front of a camera and just hitting record and just seeing what happens. I'm seeing it too much. I think a lot of these guys, that's literally what they're doing. They're saying, fuck it. And they're cutting on the camera and they doing the first thing that comes to their mind. And people think it's so like complex. They overthink the process of what these people are doing to make money online. And they're limiting themselves from being in that realm of creativity. It's a limitation. I know I limit myself. I know I do. I know I do. I don't try to, but I know I do. I know I do. You know, I go to my job, I clock out, I come home, I play with the kid that I love, right? And it's like I see my dreams slowly fading. And I'm not gonna lie, it is depressing. But, the only way to get out of that, I feel like, is by just shutting down that logical switch that's in your mind and just doing. Straight up. Sometimes it's just about doing, executing. Like, because a lot of times we know what we have to do. But are we willing to put the time into it? Take that opportunity to bet on ourselves. Are we willing to do that? You know? And a lot of times, we're battling comfort. We're battling the idea of comfort. A lot of times, that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's slowly killing us, man. Slowly killing us as creatives. I think one big thing for me is finding ways to escape reality. You know, and that's one of my vices, man. Escapism. I peeped that in myself when I was younger with video games, man. I would sit and play 2K for hours and binge it all night during the summer, you know. And, you know, back in high school, I loved to play basketball. You know, I wanted to be the best basketball player in the school. But, you know, and I would do drills with my brothers and stuff, and we would put time into it. But I of course, I wasn't as passionate about it as art, but I always wondered, what if I put the video games down and just focused in on, you know, maybe just one summer of just complete focus. Well, how far I could have went. You know, how good how good could I have gotten? You know. But yeah, I'm realizing, man, life is not short. Life is short when you're enjoying it, in my opinion. But when you're not enjoying that motherfucker, life is long and unfulfilling and depressing. Period. You know, and I think the way out of that is by pure trial and error. There's no clear path for this shit. There's no clear path for this shit, man. It's all build as you go. It's all build as you go, man. Especially for creatives. Because there's no clear path for us. We have to make it on our own. You know, the accountants, they go to the accountant firm and they become an accountant. They do their accounting work and they go home, right? Maybe start their own firm. It's kind of clear cut, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with being a doctor. You want to be a doctor, you go to school for medicine, you go to school again for medicine, you spend about 10 years in school. You go, you find a hospital to do your little internship at. You get hired by a hospital, you work at the hospital, you know, and you make your money and you have your fun and you do your thing. It's not really a brain-busting thought process on the development of that career, that life choice. But as an artist, and I'm not talking about a painter, I'm just painting tonight, right? As an artist, there's so many different lanes to choose from. It's a pretty scary thing to think about, you know? Because you don't know. You don't know what will work. So you find yourself trying 1,000 different things. 1,000 different things to see what works the best. You feel me? And oftentimes it can be a bit disheartening, you know, when a lot of those things don't pan out. It can be a bit disheartening, but you can't let that get to you. You gotta just keep going, you know. And sometimes you gotta do, like I said, which is sit down, cut on the camera, see what the hell happens. You know? See what the hell happens. I've gotten to the point where I don't feel like I have anything to lose besides a little bit of sleep. You know? Like, of course, yeah, I could use some more money. Yeah, I think everybody could use some more money. But it'd be so much more fulfilling if that was made from just creating. You know, I think those are some of the happiest people. These YouTubers, these fucking Snapchatters. Well, not Snapchatters. That sounds so old. These TikTokers. I feel like they be some of the happiest individuals, man, because they literally wake up and they are themselves. At least the ones that aren't playing a character. They get to wake up, be themselves, get paid for it. I feel like this is the first time ever where you can just be that. This is the first time in history where you can just wake up, be yourself, become a millionaire for doing that. You know? And can everybody do that? Maybe not. But I guarantee you, if everybody tapped into their talent, their true talent, they could figure some shit out. They could figure some shit out, man. But it's not going to be overnight. I know that. As I'm painting this hand, I know it can't be overnight. There's no way. I think God puts us through these tests, man, to see if we really want what we say we ask him for. Can't tell you how many times I got on my knees and just asked, you know, please do this for me. Please, you know, give me this job, or, you know, please show me the way. What's the next direction? What am I supposed to be doing? And a lot of times I think he puts the answer right in my face, but I don't know. I try to make it so much harder on myself. You know, sometimes the answer is so simple. You know, sometimes the answer is so simple, but we don't want to see it. A lot of times we don't want to see it. And I wonder why, man. I wonder why. But yeah, as I'm talking, you know, time is just moving. You know, I think the hardest part was just committing to it. Saying, regardless of what happens, regardless of how tired I am tonight, I'm going to record something. It may not be the best piece of content. It may not be the best painting technique, because I haven't painted in months. I haven't painted in months, man. And honestly, I hate showing the process of my paintings, because the ugly phase gets me every single time. You know, it takes me a while to get out of it, because I draw from I paint from a reference, but I'm so loose with it, right? I'm so loose with it that the ugly phase takes a little minute to get out of, man. But I just had to get out of my own way, because I can be pretty hard on myself. I got to get out of my own way, man. You feel me? I'm my own worst critic. But yeah, I really just wanted to chop it up and start this art talk series where, you know, I come on here and I talk about a topic while I'm creating a piece of artwork, and just really just getting back into the groove of posting, giving myself permission to put time into myself. You know, I've been trying to concoct the perfect way to do this or that, a perfect way to post, and, you know, and give back. And it's like, man, let me just turn this camera on and talk. You know, like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with trying to, you know, be so freaking perfect. You know, it's not me. I want you to see the imperfections. I want you to see the ugly phase, man. You know, I feel like people who just start painting, they'll quit at this part right here, this stage. You gonna quit. You gonna quit if you just starting off because it looks very trashy. It looks very amateurish. But as an artist, the better, the more you do it, the more you see that it's just a phase, man. It's just a phase. It's just a phase in the artwork that, you know, you get past with time. You just have to keep layering it. You gotta keep layering it. You gotta keep adding detail. You know, you gotta keep adding life to it. Because, especially with realism, you know, it's not some cartoon. It's not, you know, it's not that. This is a living body part, or once living body part. And you gotta put the life into it as the artist. You make the heartbeat. You show the blood vessels. You show the sweaty palm. You get to recreate all of that in the artwork. It's really a beautiful thing. You know, that's why I love painting. Well, used to love painting. I want to get back more into it, you know, but I've gotten so far away from it with life, man. Life will just have you just thinking about money all the time, stressed out, thinking about bills, thinking about your kids, thinking about, you know, significant others, that you just forget, like, man, what do I do for fun again? You know, I started going to the gym, though. I started going to the gym a lot more, and it's become a habit for me. I feel so weird when I don't go to the gym. It's weird, man. But that's how I want to approach my creativity, man. You know, I want to get to the point where it becomes so much of a routine for me to create, and not just create, but post what I create content. I want to get to the point where it becomes so natural to me that I feel weird when I don't do it. You know, I mean, look at this technique. It's a really unorthodox technique, right? I know people are like, what the hell is he doing? Like, what is he trying to do? Like, this doesn't even look like he's really trying. Hey, man, when it comes to painting, man, my technique has always been unorthodox, but I kind of relate it to life. Life is unorthodox. There's no clear path for this shit. If there was, everybody have it figured out, right? Painting is like that. Everybody has their technique, their strategy to make this shit work. And some people have it down to perfection, their strategy. And I give kudos to those people. It's not me. Okay? My shit, I say 90% of the time is an ugly face. 90% of the time, because really I spend a lot of time trying to get the colors to match the way I want to. You know, to get the colors to match, to get the texture there. You know what I'm saying? Especially with like flesh and stuff like that. Man, flesh is a very complex thing to paint or to make it look realistic, because there's so many hidden colors and textures in there that you don't see from first glance. But as a painter, you learn to break it down in your head, you know. But it comes with a lot of patience, a lot of layers. Part of the reason I love acrylic is because you can paint over each layer so quickly. You know, unlike oil. Oil, you gotta wait till this shit dry, and it can take hours, you know. And I'm impatient sometimes, so I don't last. But yeah, man, I really want to get back to just, well, not even get back. I want to start making longer videos like this that really just, it's a laid back approach. You know, half of y'all not even going to listen to it all, you know. But I'm to the point now where I don't even care, man. Be real with you. I mean, I appreciate you if you do, but I'm really doing this for me. I have to show myself that I'm willing to put some time into myself. It's a promise to myself, man. Because I put so much time in everybody else and everything else. And I'm just left on the back burner, wondering why, you know, I couldn't do that for me. And it's a crappy feeling to have, man. You know, I don't think anybody wants to have regret as the last thing on their mind as they fall asleep for the night. I don't want that feeling, man. I don't want that feeling. I want to go to sleep satisfied with my day. I think that's a success. That's a definition of success for me. Going to sleep smiling because I know that the sleep was warranted. Like I put my foot in that day. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you feel when you've worked out, even when you didn't feel like it, and you got a great workout and your full body workout, and you're laying in the bed like, man, I did that. I'm proud of myself. But I want to feel like that when it comes to creating and money. I want to feel like that when I know I've created content, beautiful content, man, for the day. And I have a streak of 10, 11, 12 days of creating content. That's what I want to get to. I want to get to the point where creating content, creating art becomes just as normal as brushing my teeth in the morning. You know, that when I can look up and see that I am like a well-oiled machine when it comes to this shit, that's when I'm gonna look up and say, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like I have devoted that much time to myself to where I've created a habit worth having. So I have so many bad habits. Like, I need some good ones to balance the shit out, man. I really do. You know? I know enough about myself to know that I need it. You know? Don't think I'm on here to make some money. Do I want to monetize my shit? Yeah, of course. Anybody would want to monetize their stuff, man. But truthfully, I just want to be able to, I want to be fulfilled with knowing that I've put time into myself, effort to at least try to profit from my creativity. You know? About in the past 2 weeks, I went on 4 different in-person interviews for corporate jobs, right? None of them called me back. Now, mind you, these interviews, these were not just one-off interviews. These were like 2nd and 3rd stage interviews. You know, if any of those jobs, if I had an offer from any of those jobs, it would change my life financially, right? So a lot was riding on those interviews. You know, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I felt kind of down about not getting a call back or, you know, I wanted to lash out at the recruiter or the HR, whoever was in charge. I was like, you guys couldn't even send me a rejection letter? Like, what the hell is going on? You know, it's just kind of in a funk, complaining, just really questioning myself. Like, am I really like worth the time? Like, I'm sitting there questioning myself, I'm doing all this, you know what I'm saying? And it dawned on me that I'm a creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not many people who can wake up and create a source of income in the same day. It's not many people who can do that. There used to be a time where I'd paint on a jacket or paint on some shoes and I'd sell them, and it's all of a sudden it's $100 for 3 hours of my time, right? And when I was younger, I had a lot more time to do that, right? A lot more time to do that. A lot more optimism to see it through. And, you know, when I learned that I could make money like that, you know, it really showed me that, man, I have a gift, I have a talent, I have potential. I saw the potential early on. But what happens with life, man, life has a funny way of showing you your own potential and then sucking it right back up. You know, and the only way you can really harness it and control it is by fighting through that resistance and doing something with that potential. You know, that's the only way you can really benefit from it. Because there's so many people that are in their deathbed or in their graves with so much unlocked potential, man, because they just didn't wake up and say, fuck it. They didn't really give themselves permission to be who they're supposed to be. It's a lot of fear, man. Whole lot of fear. Whole lot of fear. You know, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm trying to get out of that. Trying to get out of that. You know, this is so therapeutic, man. I'm not even gonna care. This is therapeutic. I'm gonna start doing this on live. You know, but this is very therapeutic. I'm kicking myself because I didn't think. Well, I thought to do this before, but I really didn't bet on myself enough. I overthought it, and usually when I would think about something like this, I'd overthink it and sabotage myself into not doing it. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've painted or did some type of artwork and had music in the background, and then the video got taken down because of copyright. And I was like, man, shit. And just recently, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna talk, man. You can't copyright my words. These are my words. These are my thoughts, my ideas. You know, my stream of consciousness. You know, I can't wait till you guys see what this turns out to be. Right now, it's just a hand, but the concept I have behind this is pretty thought-provoking, to say the least. Um, but I think a lot of my artists will appreciate the message behind it. But yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna do this tonight. It was supposed to be for about an hour, but we'll see. The beautiful thing about sort of doing stream of conscious type art and content is I don't have to sit there and edit like, 2 hours worth of stuff. It's just going straight from the recording straight to the platform. That's how I'm doing it. Streamline process, man. I'm not finna sit on this too long. But yeah, a lot of this will probably need to dry before I get into the, to real detailed areas. Right now, it's sort of kind of all blending together, which makes it harder to get that depth that I want. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what other art forms would you like to see, man. Remember, I do tattoo. I love digital art as well. I love Procreate. The next video might be a Procreate piece that I do. And of course, I want to start giving tips on how to be better with your digital art. I mean, because with painting, this is something I do for fun every now and then. I'm no expert, to say the least. But with Procreate, I feel like, I'm pretty decent with Procreate. So yeah, I'm already looking forward to the next piece. But of course, I don't think this art talk is going to be finished until the piece is finished. So this is going to be part 1 of this art talk. And this is sort of a ramble. But eventually I want to have very specific topics that we talk about, we chop it up about, and we do it like that. But yeah, in the comments, leave some topic ideas and topics, man. Like, what do you guys want to talk about concerning art, concerning life, concerning, culture, whatever your culture may be? What are some things that we need to talk about more as men? Trust me, I listen to the manosphere stuff, and I'm very active on on YouTube when it comes to different topics and stuff, and I really feel like I could add a 2 cents to it from my perspective as a millennial, especially working in the corporate world, man, just experiencing a couple things as a POC, a person of color. So yeah, I'm excited about, what this could lead to as far as just conversation. Because I'll be real with you, man. There's so much going on. I don't really be outside like that. I go out, but I don't really be in everybody's face, man. And you really can't be these days, man. You really can't be. It's not safe, really. So sometimes I find it better off to just kind of, do my own thing, go out when I go out, come on back and just hang out with my family, my kids, you know. But yeah, I want to be able to have a community of brothers and sisters, even, you know, talk about art and life and how art imitates life and, you know, what we can do better. Yeah, I'm all for it. So, yeah, it's still this ugly phase, but it's coming along. I'm gonna do a little bit more to it, and then I'm gonna call it. But I'll pick it back up, and we'll revisit some topics. I might even get on live and finish this thing up, man. But yeah, I think tonight was just to get me in front of the camera, man. Like, just go. You know, I taught myself out of it so many times. But now I'm just like, fuck it, man. Why not? Why not? And then why not me? You know, I always ask, why not you? You know. So many different textures and tones in this palm. And now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever like purposely drawn or painted a palm. Like, or if I have, it's been such a long time since I've done it. It's a long time. Long time. But as an artist, it's important to just, you know, brush up on your skills. Man, you never know what situation you'll be in where you have to like use your artistic ability. You never know. Never know. So. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night on this and revisit it tomorrow. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If this is something I should do more often, man. Peace out.